Hey, it's Emma. We're making this crossbody handbag today. This actually came about because when I was first learning how to crochet, I was obsessed with this yarn. I just really wanted to make something chunky. The only thing I knew how to make though was a blanket, but this blanket was so small. It ended up just being something that Chucky would use every now and then, but he's got a million blankets and he doesn't mind, so I decided to repurpose it. I undid it all and decided to make a bag. I also made this crop top. Leave me a comment down below if you want to see a tutorial on this too, but let's go ahead and make this bag together. Okay, so I've re-bundled all of my yarn. I have a 7mm hook and we're going to start with a slip knot. Once you have your slip knot, go ahead and make your chain, and you want your chain to be double what you want the height of your bag to be. So go ahead and make your chain, and I'll show you what I've got when I'm done. So I'm thinking that this is probably a really good height for my bag. It's sitting at 18 centimeters right now. So like I said, whatever you want the height of your bag to be, double it. So I'm going to keep going until I get my chain up to 36. All right, and here is my chain. It's about 36 centimeters long. Maybe I just need one more. But once you have your chain, double the length of what you want the height to be. We're going to go ahead and start our first row. So chain one, this is your turning chain. We're coming back the other way now. We're going into this second chain stitch here with a single crochet. And you're going to take single crochets into every single stitch until you reach the end. After your row of single crochets, this is what your work should be looking like. Make sure you're getting into this final stitch here at the start. And then for our second row, you go ahead and chain one, turn your work, and make sure that you've taken note of which way you're turning your work, because you always want to turn your work the same way. And we're finding this first loop here because we're doing back loop single crochets from now on. So you want to move your yarn out of the way and make sure that you're getting this first stitch, because sometimes it can be quite hard to get. And then go ahead and take a single crochet. And we're doing back loop single crochets into every single stitch. If you are a beginner, I do recommend either counting your stitches or placing a stitch marker in just to help. Make sure that you get the ends, because sometimes you can miss them and then it makes your work start to come in. So I'm going to go ahead and take back loop single crochets into every single stitch, and I'll show you at the end here what to do next and how to make sure you get this stitch. All right, I'm nearing the end of my row, but this is what it is looking like so far. I have 2 stitches left, so I go into this one, back loop single crochet, and then this last stitch. So sometimes this stitch can be really easy to miss. So just make sure you're getting into that, otherwise your work will start to come in and it will be short on that edge. So this is what it looks like after your second row. Again, chain one, turn your work the same way, and find that first back loop so that you can do a back loop single crochet, sorry. And we're taking back loop single crochets into every single stitch until we reach the very end. And this is what you're going to be doing the whole time. So you want to keep doing this until you've got the length of what you want your bag to be. So I'm going to go ahead and complete mine. I'll probably do a halfway check-in with you just to show you how it's looking, but go ahead and take those back loop single crochets. I'm here crocheting away. This is how my little bag is looking so far. So it'll go in half like this. And you know what, as I'm doing this, I'm like, this would make a cute like bralette crop as well. So I don't know, if I have any yarn left over, which I might make a cute little crop like this as well. But this is what it's looking like so far. I'm gonna keep going. I don't know how long I'll make it, but I'll be sure to put the measurements in the next clip. So I have my piece now. So this is about 40 centimeters by 22. So now I wanted to bring that up so that this is what our bag is going to look like. So you can tie off if you want to, but I'm just going to keep going. So I'm going to connect these two corners together and I'm going to stitch all along here. And I'm just going to do slip stitches, so I just pull through. So going through both V's on both sides, yarn over and pull all the way through. And I'm going to do this all the way until I reach the end. Alright, I'm nearing the end of attaching this piece together. I just have one more stitch left to go here, or 2 stitches rather. So there is my final slip stitch, and this whole side is connected together now. From here, I'm going to chain up 1, cut my yarn, pull through and pull tight. So now we've got one side connected. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. On this side though, I'm going to start here on the bottom of the bag because I want to attach or do something to the top bit, and I just like to try to keep my attaching of the yarns as minimal as possible. So I'm going to start at the end. So go ahead and create a slip knot. Insert your hook. Make sure that these two corners line up, and we're starting here. And yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we start our slip stitches into every stitch on both sides. Alright, I went over my little tail end as well, but once you're here at the top, so like this opening part of your bag, go ahead and chain 2. And then there's no stitches, so you just kind of have to guess where they're going to be, but I'm just going to force my way kind of through some stitches here, and we're placing half double crochets all the way along the opening of the bag. So again, yarn over, just kind of find where you think the next one would go, and yarn over, we're pulling through 3. And I'm going to do these half double crochets all the way around the opening of the bag. Alright, I've done my row of half double crochets all the way around, so I'm back at the beginning. You're going to go into that place where you made that chain with a slip stitch, chain 1, cut your yarn, pull through and pull tight. And then now go ahead and turn your bag the other way so that it is right side out. So this is what your little bag is looking like. So now we're going to go ahead and make the straps. I want my bag straps to be really chunky, so I'm actually grabbing 4 pieces of the same yarn and I'm bringing them together. Go ahead and make a slip knot. And then for this one, I'm going to use a 10 millimeter hook. Even that might not be big enough. We'll just have to see. But go ahead and find the edge of your bag and feed this yarn all the way through. And bring it through that slip knot. All right, and that is all attached now. So go ahead and pull these pieces all the way through. So you have your yarn attached here. From here, we're kind of I only just did 4 pieces because I wanted it to be super thick, but we're kind of going to split them into 2. And place your hook in the middle. We're placing these first 2 pieces over and back, and then these 2 pieces from the back are coming over and in front. If you've made some of the drawstrings from my clothing, this is the same stitch. So in front and back, back and to the front, and we're pulling these 2 through. Cool. So I'm just going to continue this until I feel my strap is long enough, and I'll let you know what length that ends up being. Alright, I made it to the end of my yarn. This ended up being about 34 centimeters long, and then I just pulled that last piece of yarn through, and then I'm going to just tie it off, and then we're going to attach it here on the other side. So go ahead and find your seam on the other side, which is about here. Insert your hook, and we're pulling these yarn pieces through. I like to bring it through the next loop so that it's back on the inside. And then here, I'll just tie it in a knot, and then I'll hide the yarn pieces. So I'll leave these tail pieces on for now because I'll hide them later. But we have our first bag strap, and then now we're going to make the long one. Okay, so for our long bag strap, it's the same. So grab your 4 pieces of yarn, tie them together in a slip knot. And this time I'm going to attach it to the side of the bag. So insert your hook, place your yarns over and pull through. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull them through that loop that we created. And these tail ends are what we will hide later, but it is the same. So now that my pieces of yarn are attached, go ahead and grab your hook, place it in the center, and these front ones will go over and back ones will come back and to the front, and it's these ones here that get pulled through. And repeat that until your strap is long enough. Alright, and I'm pretty much at the end of my yarn now. So my long strap measures about 88 centimeters in length. Cool. So from here, once you've done that last one, go ahead and just pull those 2 pieces of yarn all the way through and pull them tight like that. Then you go to the opposite side of your bag and enter or insert your hook from the inside of your bag to the out, and we're pulling these yarns through. I pulled them in from 2 different spots like this so that when they come through I can just tie them together. Cool. And then now all that's left to do is to sew in this mess of tail ends everywhere, and then I will show you the completed product. I just wanted to show how I'm bringing these pieces of yarn in. So if you've chosen like a really thick yarn like I have, this isn't going to fit on a needle, so I just grab a smaller crochet hook and I kind of just weave it through, and then I bring these yarn ends in and I weave them through in different directions. So there's a little tip, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off, and then I will show you what the bag looks like once it's all neat and tidy. Okay, here is the bag. I've sewn in all of the ends. It's got a short little handle strap and then a longer body strap. And now I'm just going to put on my little label, which I think will look good just here. Yeah, let's put it there. If you want to add something a little extra to your bag, I'm going to make a bow. So the same way that we made our straps, I am just making a really long chain here, and this will be our bow. Once you've made your chain, go ahead and tie it all off. And then I think I'm going to just attach mine to the handbag strap here. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie this all the way around. And this is how I tie the perfect bow. So you want to go ahead and just attach like normal. Then this bottom piece, go ahead and create a loop, and the other one goes up and around and over, and you pull it back through, and that's how I make the perfect bow. But this is it, you guys. This is the completed product, my bag and my crop top. Again, leave me a comment down below if you want to see a tutorial for this top. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you want to see more tutorials like this. But I'll see you in the next video. Bye.